All right, let's do the picks. It's the Red Zone Challenge brought to you by the Poorhouse in Paso. Be right there, heating and air. Get your ducts cleaned out. Call the bee.com, schedule an appointment so your house doesn't smell like dead animals when you turn the heat on for the first time. The 3 games we're picking today, Kansas City at San Francisco. The Jets travel out to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, and Detroit is out in Minnesota. What do they call that dome, by the way? Nobody knows.
I don't know. It's some bank. Some bank is.
It's got a bank name on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy though, and I like how the players walk through the bar to go out to the field. That's the tunnel.
You remember when they first opened it up and Adrian Peterson hurt his hamstring or something like that? It was a pretty bad injury, and they had to walk him through the bar to the locker room.
That's right.
And I thought, that's a horrible design. Here's this guy wincing in pain as people are sitting there drinking. Get better, Adrian! Hey, we're doing a beer fart shot for you, buddy.
We got Leslie out for the Poorhouse, Patrick on from Be Right There Heating and Air, Jeff Jeremy, and let's break it down first. What's the order going?
U.S. Bank Stadium, by the way. It's Patrick, Leslie, myself, and then you.
All right, here we go. Patrick, we'll start off with Kansas City, traveling out to Levi Stadium to take on the 49ers, who are a 1.5-point home favorites.
Yes, I'm going to start off the picking today with the Chiefs on the road. Both teams are banged up, but the Niners haven't played anybody real good yet this year outside of Minnesota.
Hey, watch it.
So
last Thursday.
Yeah.
Last Thursday.
You're not talking about the Seahawks, are you?
Yeah, that was real impressive.
Definitely Chiefs on the road, game 1. Yep.
All right, Chiefs are 5-0. San Francisco coming into this game a 1.5-point favorite, 3-3 on the season. Leslie.
Actually, if you want to go back, the Chiefs are actually 11-0 right now. They are on an 11-game winning streak, and that needs to break. Yeah, obviously we know it's a Super Bowl rematch, and this is a really tough pick because I don't think either of team have really played anybody that great, and I don't think either of them are playing up to their potential either. But I do think that... Oh, man, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with San Francisco, and I'll probably be a lone wolf this week on that. But I don't know. I'm going to go with my gut and go with San Francisco.
Andy Reid is, as a career, as a coach, is 21-4 when his team comes off of a bye. Kansas City Chiefs are coming off of a bye. That means they've had 2 weeks to prepare for whatever the Niners are going to throw at them. I believe the Niners are the healthiest they've been all season, which makes this a very tough call. But I'm not going to ever go against Andy Reid and that success rate, 21-4, when his teams come off of a bye. When he was with Philadelphia, he only lost 1 game coming off of a bye. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs because they pay off the refs and they always find a way to help them win.
Well, Leslie, I'm going to go with you, and I feel like at some point a 21-4 streak has to be broken, and so I think that happens this week.
And an 11-game winning streak too,
I don't know
right?
what's going on at running back. I mean, they seem to be okay last week with their backups, but Jordan Mason has got kind of AC shoulder injury thing. I don't know what the latest on that is. They've got this other guy, Isaac.
They train him up good.
They're going to bring in
San Francisco,
and they ran okay with that Patrick guy last week. Obviously, no McCaffrey for at least another week. So the running game looks interesting. The passing game, I feel like there's a lot of options.
Kansas City's defense, though, in this game is very underrated. Like, they don't get, because of what they do with their offense, their defense needs to step up because they have major injury issues in Kansas City, and their defense has stepped up. Their defense is woefully underrated in Kansas City, and I can see them with 2 weeks to prepare.
Sounds like a guy that's defending his pick. But, yeah, I hear you there. But I'm going to go with San Francisco as well. Hopefully that'll treat me right since I'm way down in the bottom of the pit. Next up, the Jets traveling out to Pittsburgh. I think they're taking on Russell Wilson in the Steelers this week.
I feel like they got some of the WWE writers to chime in on Sunday Night Football because Russell Wilson's going to be making a start out of nowhere. Davante Adams is going to be playing for the Jets. What the hell's going on in this Sunday Night Football game? They got to get the ratings up. Okay, get Davante to New York and get Russell starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's crazy.
It must be Davante Adams. He's going to play. Latest report is he's suiting up to play on Sunday. That hamstring that he's been out with the last 3 weeks, apparently it's fine. And the Jets are a 1.5 point favorite against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Patrick, who do you like?
Hey, for the record, as a Charger fan, I will be rooting for the 49ers in that game, even though I did pick the Chiefs.
Right, yes.
So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there.
True, and I will be rooting for the Chiefs for the same reasons that you're rooting for the Niners, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so next game. Yeah, this game's going to be very difficult. I think both defenses will definitely be better than both offenses. I wish Justin Fields was still playing. I am going to take Pittsburgh at home because of the defense, and we'll go from there. Pittsburgh at home.
Leslie,
you're up.
Yep. I'm going to go against Patrick again. I'm going to go with the Jets. I think Rodgers looked way better last week against Buffalo. Buffalo should have won that game, by the way. Jeff. I switched my. You made me.
I know. I made you. I feel bad for talking people into the Jets last week.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
But listen, that was a game of kickers, and those kickers need to be kicked. You know
kick down the road.
Right.
All right.
I know. I had Zerline on my fantasy team too. Anyway. I just think Rodgers finally kind of looks like a little bit of the old Rodgers. I mean, he's still not great, but Davante Adams brings in some new excitement there. I just have no faith in Russell Wilson.
As a Broncos fan.
Yes, absolutely. And I might be biased. I don't know, but I am definitely going with the Jets on this.
I am going to go with Patrick for everything that he said. I think that this is a game where it's not like when you make these major changes in offense, it clicks right away with 3 days of practice on both sides. I think this is going to be a very defensive battle. It's a very low over-under at 38. I think it actually hits the under because both defenses are really good and the best parts of these teams, at least for now. It's not like Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers stopped playing together last year. It's been several years since they played together. So they're going to have to refine the magic. That chemistry. Yeah, refine that chemistry once again. And Russell Wilson, I like this because this reignites the old Packers-Seahawks rivalry between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think there's enough meat on that bone with offenses figuring out what to do differently based on what they've done to this point all year long. So give me the home team, give me the better defense, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, I was going to go Pittsburgh, but then after what Leslie said, I started getting flashbacks of Russell Wilson, and I think that's going to be the big. If he starts, he comes out. I think he has a bad game. I don't think he has a great game. And
he's starting.
I mean, everything is pointing to him starting unless something changes. But here we are.
Why the hell are they
Thursday.
starting him? Like, I have no idea. I don't get it.
Maybe it's a sacrificial game for him.
Yes,
because they have two quarterbacks. They're just going to run him under the bus and then say, "Hit the road, Russ."
Yeah, I mean, it could. If that's the case, then our picks are no good on this one, Patrick. I mean,
and that's what I feel.
Either that. Yeah. I think they're fingers crossed that he'll go out, have a good game, and then they could trade him for something. Because the trade deadline is next week. Because they've got two great quarterbacks right now, or perceived to be great quarterbacks.
There is a reason. It doesn't make sense that they're going to.
Las Vegas.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to go Jets. I'm going to go Jets as well. I don't know if it's going to be great chemistry between Davante and Aaron, but I think they'll be okay. And I think Russell has a bad game. I don't think he has a good game, and that's why I'm going with the Jets.
I agree with you on that send them to Vegas thing, Leslie. I thought when they played Vegas last week, they were just going to leave Russell there, and then he could be the quarterback for the Raiders. That didn't happen. They're like, nope. I guess we'll take him back and give him a start.
All right, final matchup: Detroit out to Minnesota. Minnesota's a 2.5 point favorite. What do you like, Patrick?
Wow, what a game. Both teams are playing really well right now. Minnesota off the bye probably have the best home field advantage in all of football at that stadium. I'm going to go with the home team, Minnesota, in a very tough game.
Leslie.
Yeah, I know they excuse me. They should move this to Monday night. I mean, they really should. This is one of the better games you're going to see all season, I think. And Goff is coming off 2 back-to-back games of 150-plus quarterback rating. The guy's just on fire.
Yeah, he's completing everything.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going into Week 7 against the Vikings, who are also just Darnold is playing like an absolute champ. He's getting Jefferson back. I think he was, I don't know if he was out, but he was questionable. But anyway, I think he's back healthy. I'm definitely going with the Vikings on this one. They're leading. Their defense is 11 interceptions. They're catching more than some offensive. You know, they're just on fire. I got to go with the Vikings.
Jeremy, you know what the secret is to being 12-6 as opposed to being 6-12 in the experts panel?
Not letting the guy from Radio Shack pick for you 1 week.
Take the teams coming off the bye, especially at home. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings for this reason only. It's a 50-point over-under on this one, and I think, you know, in a game like that, it's a shootout, and whoever ends up scoring last, I think it always goes to the home team. Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm going Minnesota as well, coming off the bye.
Everyone.
Even though, and last week, come on. I mean, Detroit, they got to be drinking the Kool-Aid riding high after shellacking on the Dallas Cowboys.
They're set up for a letdown.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, always great talking to you. Fun talking a little football. And I think we actually got some pretty good games this weekend. Like Jeff said, I picked San Francisco, but I really hope they lose. For the Seahawks benefit only.
When I'm picking these games, because there's a 2.5-point spread with Minnesota and Detroit, there were like 3 games that were 2.5-point spreads. I'm always going to go with the highest over-under because that's going to be a good game, right? Because I could have went with tonight's game, Denver and New Orleans.
No. It's just horrible.
Oh, God.
You guys want to just throw it out there? I mean, I'll roll with the Saints if I had to pick, but it's not going to be very fun. It's not going to be very fun. Denver's been playing better, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no, they got a good defense, and who knows who's playing on offense for anyone for the Saints.
Patrick?
And it's Sean Payton's revenge.
You guys know who I'm going with.
We didn't have to ask you.
My heart on that one.
What do you think, Patrick?
It's going to be ugly, but I think Denver might pull this one off.
All right. Well, good luck to you guys all this week. We'll catch up with you next week, okay? Get to the Red Zone Challenge. You can play right now. Go to KZOZ.com. $1,000, a TV, a sound bar. It's all up for grabs.